The North African Campaign was a 3-year-long series of battles that took place in the territories in North Africa. The main participants in this campaign were Axis powers, made up of facets Italy and Germany, versus the Allies, made up of Commonwealth and Greek troops. For most of the war, the Axis primarily dominated this campaign, with mainly the Italians getting victories over the British and French. In this series of battles would arise a general, who would become one of the best ranking generals during the war. This would be Aaron Rommel, who would become known as the Desert Fox. Aaron Rommel was a German general who in 1941 was moved to North Africa after a series of defeats in the territories of Libya. The Axis would continue to dominate the North African campaign with Operation Barbarossa. The German invasion of the Soviet Union, the war seemed to be in complete control over the Axis. However, the Axis were nearly invincible. Facade would severely be weakened after the famine battle of Ely Alamein. In 1942, in an Italian base near Cairo, Aaron Rommel, along with Axis troops, would face one of the harshest Axis defeats and a complete turnaround in the North African campaign. With General Montgomery leading British and Commonwealth troops, they would rewrite the face of the Second World War. On October 23, 1942, the British would begin an offensive against stationed Axis troops, with them pushing for a gap in the front line. The British were successful in their attempt, and while they did suffer several casualties, the Axis line had suffered greatly also. The Axis would then attempt a counteroffensive, but to no avail. The British would also attempt a breakthrough, but met the same fate. The Allies would attempt a major breakthrough at Kidney Ridge, which would prove to be successful. After a success of redeployment on both sides, the Axis would attempt to retake Kidney Bridge but were forced back. After some minor pushes and more reinforcements, the Allies would begin the final push in Operation Surge Charge. While the operation was originally a failure with the Battle of Tel al-Aqwa, the Axis forces would be forced to retreat, and the Second Battle of Ely Alamein would turn out a major victory, not only in North Africa, but for the entirety of the whole war.